Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking house hunting Atlanta. 3 things you need to know before you start shopping. So this is going to be a really good video for anybody that is looking to either relocate to Atlanta, Georgia, move to Atlanta, Georgia, or if you're already in Atlanta, Georgia, if you are basically ready to buy your first home or you're ready to sell your current home and purchase another one. This video is wide ranging, so you're going to learn so much. I'm going to get right into it, no fluff. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright guys, so let me introduce myself before we jump into the video. For those of you who have never been to the channel, my name is Raymond and I am a local real estate broker here in Atlanta, Georgia. I work with buyers and sellers that are looking to either relocate to the Atlanta, Georgia area or even, buy their first home here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. I also work in other cities in the state of Georgia, cities like Macon, Columbus, Savannah, and Augusta. So the big cities here in Georgia, I can assist you with moving into those areas as well as selling in those areas. So all of my contact information will be in the description below, so you can feel free to reach out to me. This is what I do. I am a full-time real estate broker. So yes, I make these YouTube videos for you guys to learn about the city of Atlanta as well as prepare yourself as a buyer or a seller. But don't get it twisted. My bread and butter is selling real estate. That is what I do. That's what I love. So without further ado, let's jump in this video and give you these 3 things you need to know for your house hunting in Atlanta. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing you need to know, okay, is you need to understand how the interest rates are going to impact your search. It is not lost on anyone that the interest rates, the mortgage interest rates are rising alongside the Fed funding rate or the index rate, or however you want to categorize that rate. But essentially the Fed, which is an organization, government organization that regulates the rates that the banks should charge for loans, okay, interest on loans. So as everyone may already be aware, the Fed is on target to do multiple increases throughout the year of 2022. They are really trying to stop the rate of inflation, to try to bring it in closer, to decrease it down. Right now we're at historic highs for inflation. So the Fed is trying to do their thing on that. But with that being said, some people's opinion is, hey, they should have been doing that like long time ago versus trying to just do it all in 1 year. That's a debate that I'm not here to have with you. I'm here to talk about you house hunting in Atlanta and how you need to understand how that mortgage interest rate is going to affect your search. Okay, so let's talk about what the average national rates are as of today, as of me recording this video. Today is May 12, 2022. So interest rates are gonna change. They're gonna move around so much throughout the year 2022. So just as a reference point, today's date, May 12, 2022, the actual, and I'm gonna be looking at my notes here because I don't wanna get anything wrong with these rates, and I'll probably go ahead and throw it on the screen now. The average national rate for a conventional buyer with prime credit between a 700 and 720 credit score, 30-year fixed, is at a 5.756% interest rate, okay? A conventional buyer with a little bit less of a prime credit score in the 620 to 639 category of credit scores, 30-year fixed, you're looking at 6.75%, okay? Now, let's talk about some FHA rates as well. The prime FHA loan for a 30-year fix for a prime, which is at 700 to 720 score, is about a 5.389%, and subprime, which is like literally like bottom of the MOOC, 580 to 599 credit score, 6.339% interest rate on that one. I'll repeat that again because I sound like I don't know if I did it right. 6.339% on the subprime mortgage rate for FHA. So FHA on par, typically, just generally speaking, FHA rates are going to be a lot more competitive than your conventional mortgage rates. And the only difference between a FHA and a conventional is really, number one, how they're perceived, and then number two, the fact that the FHA loans are insured by the Federal Housing Administration, which is a government organization here in the United States. Okay, so that's the only difference. So it is not a government loan, it's a government insured loan, so that lender has some protection. If you default, then that bank is going to get their money back. Whereas the conventional side, the bank is taking their own risk of lending you the money, and no one is going to pay them back. They'll just have to either hopefully get it back in the collateral, which is the home, by way of foreclosure. So now let's talk about how those interest rates influence your search. Okay, number one, understand this. The interest rates, mortgage interest rates, when they rise, okay, that influences your monthly mortgage payment. Okay, which means as soon as that rate changes, you can go from qualifying and not qualifying, just depending on how you're shopping. So your mortgage could be $1,500 or it could be $1,575, depending on that mortgage rate. So that's why it's so important to understand how that rate is going to influence your search. Okay, so to sum it up with the rate changes. All right, so when the interest rates, mortgage interest rates rise, your monthly payment rises. That monthly rise, the rise in your monthly mortgage payment will impact your debt to income ratio, okay? It will potentially throw it out of whack. So that's why it is so important to not shop at your top budget, okay? Don't shop at the top of your budget. That is my number one tip outside of the three things. It's just like a little freebie. Do not shop right now at the top of your budget, because it could potentially come to where that rate is right. You're right on the line of that DTI, and any small movement can make or break your deal. Now, we're also going to talk about some ways to prevent that movement and how you can kind of secure yourself. So let's keep going. Okay, so that caveat or that protection mechanism that you can utilize to insulate your rate or to secure your understanding of being able to qualify for that amount is by way of a rate lock. Okay, a interest or mortgage interest rate lock is a term that is used to basically say, hey, the lender is going to guarantee you this rate for a period of time. No matter how the interest rates move on scale with what's going on around, in the economy or in the world, we're going to guarantee you this particular rate for a certain period of time. So as far as the duration of time, they really just depends lender per lender. Most of them though are a minimum of 30 days, because the ideal of it is, hey, you're shopping for a home, so for the 30 days, once you go under contract, that rate is not going to influence, it's not going to change your eligibility to be able to purchase that home, as long as you got the numbers right in the beginning. Okay, so that is a mechanism that you can utilize, but before you get that rate locked, that's why it is important to not spend at the top, not shop, if you will, at the top of your budget, because shopping is different from being in escrow under contract. When you're shopping, you do not have a rate lock. So yeah, just understand shopping is different from being in escrow. When you're under contract, you have a deal. The lender will give you and offer you a rate lock to protect the numbers, to make sure that they just don't fall out of whack when there's volatility in the interest rates by the Fed. So just understand that. Do not shop at the top of your budget, because the day you start shopping, the rates could change, and then boom, you're off, by 50 to 100 or so dollars on your DTI. And the lenders, listen, in real estate, this is a business. This isn't personal. This isn't emotional. This is business. And the reality is, if you are out of whack, you can cry me a river. They don't give a care, okay? So the way you protect yourself while you're searching is to just allow room for that volatility, for that rate to increase. Okay, let's go ahead and move on along and give you the next thing you need to know before you start shopping. Okay, so moving right along to our third thing you need to know before you start house hunting here in Atlanta, and that is How much do you actually need to qualify for to be successful here in Atlanta, to be a successful home buyer in Atlanta? This is gonna sound like a rant because I do this every single day, guys. I write multiple offers a day. I'm interacting with listing agents every single day, as well as serving as a listing agent myself, reviewing offers with my selling clients, as well as presenting offers for my buyer clients. So when I tell you this that I'm about to tell you, please take it into consideration as you're searching for yourself, because I am trying to lead you in the right way. Okay, obviously if you become one of my clients, and we're going to do it this way, but if you for whatever reason have already a relationship with another agent or just whatever, definitely learn something from this video, and this section, pay close attention. All right, so understanding what you need to qualify for in order to be successful. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into understanding how much you actually need to qualify for, how much your budget really needs to be in order to be successful. Before we do that, let me give you a little bit of a snapshot as to Atlanta right now. What's going on in our market, just so you have a foundation, okay? Because I don't know if this is your first video you ever watched of me or whatever, but let me give you that foundation. So, $375,000 is the average listing price here in Atlanta. That's number one. Number two, homes are still selling for over asking price, anywhere from $8,000 to $30,000 over listing price. Okay, that is still happening. As of May 12, 2022, that is still happening. I had a buyer client get beat out of a beautiful, beautiful townhome of like $30,000 over asking. Okay, so it's still happening. Move-in ready homes are so competitive. You know, ridiculously competitive, okay? I can't stress that enough. Move-in ready homes are extremely competitive, all right? Move-in ready homes are extremely competitive. I'll leave that with you. All right, so now, Raymond, what is the golden budget? What is the budget that I need to be able to qualify for to have a smooth transaction without all of the headaches of overpaying, you know, getting beat out and being up against 25 other offers? What is that budget? Well, my answer to that is between $550,000 to $650,000. That price point there, you're gonna see the following. And I have my notes here, so I'm prepared. This is almost like a venting session for me. All right. All right. So competition in this price point is more manageable. There is still competition. Don't get it twisted. There are still people that can qualify, that have cash in this budget. Honestly, $550 to $650 in Atlanta is not a whole lot of money anymore. It used to be probably about 7 to 8, maybe even 10 years ago. It was a ton of money. But now it is not that big of a budget anymore, okay? So just keep that in mind. But it's big enough to separate you from the masses, okay? All right, so you're gonna have a little bit more manageable competition in this price point. You're gonna have more inventory to choose from as well. The caveat with that is just because you have $550 to $650 to spend doesn't mean you have to spend it, right? So you have more inventory, more options to consider than someone who has a smaller budget, okay? Especially given the fact that I just told you the average listing price here in the Atlanta Metro is $375,000. So that means the average house that is move-in ready, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, is gonna be minimum $375,000. So if you're looking for under $375,000, you're looking for a needle in a haystack, which means it's harder to find a needle in a haystack, right? That's the whole concept of the term. So it is a little bit more challenging, but it can be done. But it's a needle in a haystack. So you're removing yourself from that needle in a haystack concept and being more successful and more manageable in competition. And you have more inventory, as I just said. Then the third, I think, benefit of this budget is a smoother process as a whole. Typically, you're gonna have less heartbreak. You're gonna have more realistic optimism. And from a agent's perspective, I can advise you a little bit closer to a reality, right? So if I tell you, do this, likely you're gonna be successful, okay? In that price point. But otherwise, you know, and other price points, hey, what's gonna happen is all left up to what's gonna happen. Nobody can predict it in a way, okay? So you get in that unpredictable territory under, you know, under the 375 for sure. But we're gonna talk about that. You know, we're gonna talk about it right now. So what should you do, or what should be some of the tips that I can give you if you have a budget 375 and under, okay? Understand that this is probably 60%, if I had to put a percentage to the home buyers that are in the market right now. Anywhere from 60 to 70% of all of the home buyers in the Atlanta metropolitan area are 375 and under, okay? So think about that for a minute. So 60 to 70% of the people that are looking to buy a house are in that same price point. That's a lot of people. Exactly, okay? Now, you're gonna have to make some concessions to certain aspects, in my opinion, to be successful. And I'm not gonna give you my playbook, because this is YouTube, this is public. Probably have agents watching the channel. I'm not giving you my playbook. Now, you become one of my exclusive clients, you get the benefits of that. But I'm just gonna give you some nuggets to think about, okay? Number one, under 375, it is extremely competitive. It's an extremely competitive price point, okay? No other way to say it. It's just extremely competitive. Number two, likely you will need to be ready, okay, to pay anywhere from $8,000 to $17,000 over asking to have a real possibility, okay, of buying a home that is move-in ready. Somebody smart is gonna understand where I'm going with that. I'm not gonna go more deeper. I'm not gonna go any deeper than that. You're gonna have to, if you don't wanna be my client exclusively, you're gonna have to infer and make some stuff happen in there. But $8,000 to $17,000 when the property is move-in ready. My next tip for you in this price point would be flexible. Be flexible on improvements. Things like wallpaper, things like outdated appliances, things like potentially layout challenges, not the most ideal layout, right? If you only got 375,000 and under to play with, if honestly, yeah, I'm gonna say one more thing before we get out of here. But I told you guys in the beginning, this is gonna kind of be like a venting session, because again, I get so many buyers that are coming to me that are interested and motivated, but a lot of them just don't have the right expectations. So I think that by them watching, by you guys watching this video, if you do reach out to me, you have a lot of context to what we're gonna talk about on the consultation. All right, and then my next tip would be to try to stair step your transition, okay, or your search. In your mind, don't think of this as buying your forever home, especially if you are relocating here to Atlanta. If you have a job offer, okay, to Atlanta, Georgia, with a definite date, the fairy tales of I gotta find the perfect home, this is the home I'm gonna be in for at least 2 or 3 years, it's gotta be perfect. You need to let that stuff go, okay? You need to be thinking transitory. You need to be thinking get there, okay? And then move around from there. Now, the next question I get all the time is, Raymond, should I just rent versus buying in Atlanta just so to do what I just said, which is just get here and then move around from there? No. And the reason I say that is because the value proposition for rental versus owning in Atlanta is still wavering and teetering towards ownership, more or less. Even though the interest rates are rising, mortgage payments are going up with that rise in interest rates, yes. But the value proposition aspect, you gotta think about that. Yes, you can get a house or an apartment cheaper than you could in a mortgage, but what are you getting for that? And what location is it gonna be in? So when you think about value proposition, you don't just think about price, you think about the full picture, okay? And so I still believe that, so the answer to that question, if you ever wanna ask me, Raymond, do you think I should just rent and get here and then own? I would say no, because you're gonna pay more in the price per square foot, per what you're getting, if you rent than you will with owning, okay? All right, let's see what else I got for y'all. I got one more thing. Dispel the myth. Let it go. Let it go. Atlanta, Georgia is not cheap. Replay that. Atlanta, Georgia is not cheap. This is not the 1990s. This is not this Atlanta. I mean, this Atlanta right here was an official snapshot of the city. This ain't the city no more. When you come here, I'll take you all through, drive through 75 up to 85, and literally from downtown, the Grady Curve, okay? Those of you who know, the Grady Curve, it starts right there. That's where it starts. That's the old Atlanta, if you will. That's the whole historic downtown. You get on 85, man, you drive that road for 5 miles, you see nothing but skyscrapers. Atlanta is not the same, okay? That's the whole point of what I'm trying to make here. The whole point I'm trying to make is dispel the myth that Atlanta is cheap. It is not cheap. Homes here in Atlanta can easily sell for nearly $1 million with very little square footage and no acreage in prominent neighborhoods. This is the type of city that it's become. Atlanta, directly in the city limits, are in some ways unaffordable for the average person that's making an average wage. And so that's the market that you're in. Now, that's why I go to a lot of thriving suburbs to create that alternative to the city of Atlanta. But just remember, just understand, Atlanta Metro is not cheap. This is not the Wild Wild West where you're gonna get, or the old country Atlanta where you could get, a baby mansion for $350. Not gonna happen anymore. You've missed the boat. The train is gone. The train has left the station thanks to COVID or whatever, inflation, whatever you want, however you want to pick it. But it was actually way before that. But however you want to realize it in your head, just say whatever that is in your head, okay? I know I have not done it, and I have not said it, and I need to do a better job. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I hope that you have taken away something from this video, a whole lot. I mean, I've given you a lot, especially the third tip. So hopefully you take it, use it. I stand ready to assist you in buying your home here in Atlanta, transitioning, relocating here to Atlanta, as well as selling your current home here in Atlanta. I'll put it on the market. We'll get to work in re-strategizing and getting you into a new home that fits your needs a little bit better. So all around, if you have any real estate issues or needs, all of my contact information will be in the description below. It's probably on the screen right now. Reach out to me. Okay. You can also go straight down into the description and schedule your consultation, because when you call me, I'm going to be very friendly, very nice. I pick up the phone. Don't be surprised when I answer the phone, guys. I answer my phone. This is what I do for a living, as I said before. So when you do call me, though, I'm just going to send you that link, and you got to schedule a consultation. So you can actually be above the curve by going ahead and scheduling your consultation now. And then let's jump on that consultation, 30 to 45 minutes. We'll talk about what your needs are and your wants are. I only work with buyers and sellers, okay? Exclusively, one-on-one. I do not work with renters one-on-one. I do have a rental guide. You can see that link in the description as well, to where you can purchase that guide, and it'll talk you through how to go about making that transition on the rental side a little bit smoother. But unfortunately, I do not offer that service one-on-one at this time. So anyway, thank y'all for hanging out on the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Help me get to 2,000. This is the weekend. We can do it. We're like 1905 or something like that. We can get to 2,000 before the end of this weekend. If we do that, I'm going to be so excited, and we're going to do something special. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we're going to do something special if we hit that 2K before the end of this weekend. So this weekend, today's date is the 12th. So Friday is the 13th, 14th, 15th. So by the 16th, if we get to 2,000 subscribers by the 16th, I'm gonna do something special for somebody on this channel that has helped me get to 2,000 subscribers. So definitely do that. Drop a comment below too. Let me know what you thought about the tips. Let me know what you think. If you are actually house hunting right now, share your experiences with the people if it's not with me. And if it's with me, then definitely drop a comment and let people know what it's like working with Raymond or have worked with Raymond. So many of you, that have worked with me. And it's like, we do the conversation and I don't even get like your YouTube name, and I can't even like chime you in because I don't know. So I got to do a better job at that. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great weekend. Well, you may not be watching this on a weekend, but yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.